Mr. President, I want to rise as well today to express my support for the drug and other treatment courts, including veteran treatment courts in Pennsylvania and the more than 3,000 across the nation. Just last month, during National Drug Court Month, drug courts across the country held graduation ceremonies to recognize individuals who completed this rigorous treatment program. These courts, which serve about 150,000 people a year, hold offenders with substance use and mental health disorders accountable for their actions through strict supervision, while also connecting them to the treatment they need. More than 1.25 million people have successfully graduated from drug and treatment courts, those programs, I should say, and are now on a path to recovery. Research has demonstrated that drug and other treatment courts not only reduce crime, but also reduce spending by slowing the cycle of recidivism. Drug and other treatment courts also are an important resource for law enforcement and community stakeholders working to combat the opioid epidemic. Opioid addiction is a growing public health crisis in Pennsylvania and throughout the nation, and it demands real action. As public officials, we have an obligation to ensure that the resources and policies are in place to fight this scourge so that more families won't have to endure the heartache that comes with losing a loved one to addiction. Veteran treatment courts are innovative and collaborative programs to address some of the unique challenges that face our veterans community. There are approximately 22 million veterans in the United States. Pennsylvania is home to nearly 1 million. The majority of veterans return to our communities as leaders and lead exemplary lives. However, not every veteran's path is straightforward. That is why we need to make sure the right programs and support are in place. According to the Department of Justice in 2011-2012, approximately 8% of the total incarcerated population in the U.S. were, in fact, veterans. These veterans found themselves serving time in correctional facilities because they had not received the treatment that they needed. While this represents a small, very small percentage of veterans, it's important that we support programs like Veterans Treatment Courts for veterans who face significant obstacles returning to civilian life, including mental health concerns, post-traumatic stress disorder, or substance abuse issues. These treatment courts can have lifelong impact on a veteran by helping them get out of the criminal justice system and get the necessary treatment that they have earned. It's our obligation to work every day to ensure veterans are receiving the care and support they deserve. There are many stories from across a state like Pennsylvania and across our country that exemplify why these veteran treatment courts are critical. Just give you one. Shortly after Michael Coletti from Montgomery County received an honorable discharge from the United States Coast Guard, he found himself in the grips of a serious addiction to opioids. To support his growing habit, Michael began stealing from his employer, resulting in his arrest and jail time. His crimes were caused by his opioid use disorder, and Michael found himself in the Montgomery County Veterans Treatment Court. Finally, given the accountability he needed and connected with the benefits he earned as a veteran, Michael began the process of leaving behind his life of addiction and crime to start a new path. Today, Michael Coletti is a partner in a successful small business and a mentor to others in his community struggling with their own substance use in that community. He says of the Veterans Treatment Court, quote, "I wouldn't be here without the support network from the court. I wouldn't have my girlfriend, I wouldn't have my beautiful place, I wouldn't have my career, and most importantly, I wouldn't have the sound clarity of mind to be myself again. Now I am committed to paying it forward," unquote. I, and I know many others, are proud to support a recent letter led by our colleagues Senator Klobuchar and Senator Wicker, highlighting the importance of funding the Drug Court Discretionary Grant Program and Veterans Treatment Courts. As we go through the appropriations process, I urge my colleagues to consider the proven track record of these courts in improving outcomes for graduates, and hope Congress will offer strong support for these important programs that have been helping the justice system better serve individuals, veterans, their families, friends, and communities. With that, Mr. President, I will yield the floor.